Mikey, not the start we wanted, a 2-1 defeat after a second half comeback from Wealdstone. What were your overall thoughts on that?
Disappointed, mate. Disappointed. I think there were spells where we were in total control. Felt we moved the ball well, created some really good chances. Didn't really take the chances when we're on top. I think the biggest disappointment, which I just said to the lads there, it's like when we're on top, we just have a tendency just to allow the opposition to get into the game, and when we stay switched on and we stay online, we're a real good threat. I thought we looked another level at spells, but listen, they're a really good side, really good footballing side and way to play. They haven't changed many of the personnel. The staff are excellent in terms of how they play and how they've got them operating. So when you give a side like that, a good footballing side like that, a little bit of confidence, you're going to have a spell where they're going to have the ball. And I felt probably first half we did stay on top, and then I felt when we scored, I felt we sort of dropped off a little bit going into half time, but we defended the box well, and they got themselves down the sides a little bit. I thought second half, I thought we had our best spell for about 15-20 minutes. I thought we'd come out, we looked like the team was on the front foot, we looked like we were going to be the one who's dominating the game, and then again just switched off and allowed them to get out in the transition, and they broke on us, and then we ended up defending number of set plays, and then I didn't see it, but there was a handball at the back, and then they give the penalty, and then from there it was more around the psych side, just seeing if we could weather the storm, and then we make a mistake after that, and then before you know it, you're down to 10 men and you're defending for your lives, and the whole game plan and everything what we're going after sort of went out the window. So we needed to start to look and see how we can maybe scrape a win or a draw, and unfortunately that didn't happen, and there you got the goal.
And yeah, after looking like the side in control for the first 60-65 minutes or so, it was almost like a sudden switch flicked, and Wealdstone were on the ascendancy. Kind of, where does that come from? Is the fitness still needs to be better, or is it something else?
Listen, we know we've got personnel in there who haven't had enough minutes in pre-season, but we need to get them on the pitch now because we've run out of pre-season and we're at the business side now. But ultimately, it wasn't that for us. It's just that lapse of concentration. So we work the game plan really, really well in terms of what we want to go after every game, and then just suddenly we just switch off and have spells. But if we want to play like that and be on the front foot, we can't have spells where we switch off. We've got to be on it all the time. And listen, I know there's players that have come in and they've got a gel, and we've still got to get used to the style of play. But like I said to the lads there, and all of us, we need to be on it even more. We need to keep working hard. We need to get to a spell where we're dominant for most of the game, and we've shown that in pre-season, and we've shown it in spells today. But it's one of them, just disappointed that we got punished when we switched off. But like I said, they're a very good side. We knew that there was going to pose problems because of how they play, and I feel when they found the tens and we wasn't organised, that's when the game flipped a little bit. And listen, there's some good sides in this league, so you're always going to have spells where you're not going to dominate all the time, but we want to try sort of bring that sort of gap down.
And a handball to concede a penalty, kind of an under-hit pass led to Callum Howe having to take the red card, and that probably played a big part in Wealdstone going on and finding the winner. So these kind of avoidable mistakes, how important is it to cut those out?
Yeah, we don't. If you look at pre-season as well, we haven't made loads of mistakes. I think that's why we've been all right for majority of pre-season. But listen, the only thing that we haven't seen from the players yet is the psych side of the game. So we don't know, how they're feeling when they're under pressure. I think any team when you give them a chance like that, like say any good football inside, you give them confidence. They're going to cause problems, and the crowd was lifted, and like I said, we had to defend 3 or 4 set plays in that time, and I felt first half we did that just up to half time because he added 7 minutes on or something like that, so we had to defend there, and I just felt we didn't hang on enough, and then just to give ourselves a bit of a foothold to get control. But listen, we're learning. We're still trying to gel together. We've still got a lot to do, but I've seen a lot of good signs in there, and still a lot of players to come back in as well.
Yeah, and you talk about good signs. We are still learning. We are still gelling, and for most of the first 60 minutes or so, they pressed well, they moved the ball well. So do you think, on reflection in a few days' time, obviously the disappointment of the result will still sting, but do you feel like there will be quite a few positives to carry forward from this game?
Yeah, there's loads of positives, but ultimately I hate getting beat. I'm probably not going to sleep for a week now because I'll be analysing it and looking at it. And I hate it when we get beat. So it's all good doing the nice stuff, but ultimately we want to try and get points on the board. And there was probably big spells today where I felt we were going to do it. But what I won't do is I won't move away from the positives and the stuff that we're doing well, because we are in a transition period of trying to play a different way and bringing different personnel. So we've got to give the lads a bit of credit where they are going to switch off a little bit, but it's now up to us as staff and players to just keep on it and deliver. We've got 2 home games now, so I think for us we need to be aggressive, be on the front foot and really get after the teams.
And Dippo Akinyemi coming in for his first start up alongside John Lewis. You haven't really played with 2 strikers throughout pre-season, so how did you think that went with those 2 up top together?
We needed to have a look at it. It was just a shame we hadn't had a chance to look at it before. Like I say, Dips knows that he's not up to speed in terms of his fitness. He's still a quality player. I think he showcased that today. Great finish. Probably if he was another 20% fit, he probably gets a couple of goals. But I just love his mentality and where he's at. If I'm honest, I didn't think they both started well, but I felt they grew into the game and then started to impose herself. But yeah, we need to have a look at them playing together, because I don't care what anybody says, that they'll be a handful, when they play together. And I'm not saying it's something that we do all the time, because we've got 4 wingers at the club now, 5 wingers who are chomping at the bit to go and have a go. So there'll be times where we need to have a look at getting the ball, stretching the opposition, getting the wingers on the ball in 1v1s, and then there's other times where we want to try and get 2 forwards and get them in around the box and try and link off them. And today we tried to balance it off, so we played with 1 full back, played with 1 winger, 2 forwards to have a look. And it's just a shame that we can only have a look in the first game of the season, but I think we know where we're at, we know a little bit more about them, and we know where we need to go. And
I think the suggestion is we only lose Callum Howe for 1 game for the type of offence. But still, you'll need to replace him against Kidderminster. Is there any chance that Tyler Cardinal gets back fit for that?
Yeah, Tyler should be alright. He's been training hard. It was one of them where we could have brought him down and probably pushed him, but if it had done his knee, he could have been out for a long time. We know that the idea is to try and get them 2 and Crooksy in there fighting for a position. Again, not fully fit, but we're at that period now where it's not about now, it's about making sure that we're ready to go in the next couple of weeks. We've got another game behind closed doors this week to try and get the players up to speed, and you could see that a little bit today where some people were just a little bit off it, and some of the fitter ones as well I felt was a little bit off it, but I don't know if that's more the psych side rather than conditioning.
And just looking ahead, 2 home games back to back, starting with Kidderminster. I'm sure there'll be a big attendance to welcome you back for the first league game at home, so how much are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, just a shame that we aren't going back with some points on the board, because I think it'd have been more exciting. But I think, listen, we all know, and the fans know, we'll give absolutely everything. We're trying to play like a different brand of football, which we know is successful. And listen, the fans are always behind us. Look at the numbers today, even applauding the lads off. I know we get frustrated. I'm as frustrated as them. When they travel all the way down and you lose concentration for a bit and you come away with nothing, but that gives us an opportunity now to fix a few things. We've got a week off apart from the game behind closed doors, and it means that we can go and have a real good go in the next 2 games.